Something I've learned to differentiate is the difference between being humble and being confident. Throughout my entire life, I have basically dimmed my light, telling myself that I'm just being humble. I'm just being down to earth. I'm not being overconfident. I'm not putting this huge ego or pride in myself. I'm just being humble. But in return, I'm determining my own confidence. I'm determining any potential that I could possibly see in myself. I'm dimming my light by telling myself I'm humble. There's a huge difference between being humble and being confident. And I believe true confidence is flaunting these things about you that can make other people feel insecure, quite honestly. And I've been very aware of this at a young age. To be aware of other people being insecure of you at a young age, it could do something to you. And for me, I basically dimmed my light. I basically was just like, oh, if I do something or say something, someone is not going to like me. They're not going to like the way I did it. They're going to hate me, or I don't know. You put yourself down to lift others up. And you tell yourself it's being humble when really you're being just as insecure as they are. If someone is insecure around you, you could easily just get on their level. If you try to raise the level a little bit, that connection with them is not really there. Like if you are with an insecure person, like if you're around insecure people, it's kind of hard to even be confident. It really is, because it could be looked at as pride. It could be looked at as ego. It could be looked at as you being like full of yourself. When in reality, if you have it, flaunt it. If you're proud of yourself, be proud of yourself. There's no need to dim your light for other people to be happy. Like there's a huge difference between being humble and being confident. Being humble, an example for being humble would be you understanding that you don't have as much experience as someone else. You're not going to be insecure about it, but you're also not going to be over prideful about it and act like there's a difference, and there's a time and a place to be confident and be humble. Being confident is knowing what you have, and being humble is also knowing what you have, but it's also knowing what you don't have. But being humble shouldn't have to dim your light to be humble. Being humble is just accepting what you know and what you don't know, and when you are really confident in yourself, humbleness, it shouldn't even be a thought. Humbleness just comes with confidence. They're kind of related, but they're not the same, because confidence is like accepting it, like, yes, I am confident, I am this, I am successful, I know what I'm capable of. And sometimes when you are around insecure people that don't even know what it took for you to get to this confidence, it's really hard to really have that confidence because you're surrounded by people that don't have it. So you tell yourself that you should just be humble instead. You should be humble. The only time and place that you should be humble is around people that are obviously doing better than you, or are there to teach you, or someone who has more information than you. If they have it, they flaunt it, and you are humble about it, right? You should not be humble with insecure people. No, you should be humble with higher people that have more knowledge, people who have more experience, people who have more skills than you. That's when you should be humble. You should not be humble with insecure, low people, because they're just bringing you down. They are making you think you're being humble when you are just getting down on their level. It took me a long time to understand it. It took me a long time to really understand this, because I've been a people pleaser my whole life. I've always wanted to make people like me. I've always felt like I've been dimming my own light for other people to find some liking in me, you know, because if I'm too proud of myself, no one will like me. You know, I would be the narcissist. I would be full of myself. I'm a selfish person, you know, like at a young age, to really go through that, it can affect you into your adulthood. It still affects me, but I am learning my own confidence. I am learning what I really should flaunt. And I just want to tell everyone that there's a huge difference between being confident and being humble. You know, you should have both. You should be able to differentiate the both. And, you know, you should know when and where to use these, you know, because you have humbleness. Everyone is humble. Everyone has a humbleness to them. I just think it comes out in different ways. You know, some people really don't know how to look humble, but you can be humble, right? Like you can just accept things for how they are, whatever. But sometimes you just got to act like you're humble. Sometimes you got to act unfazed. You have to act unbothered. That's being humble. You can't sit here and think you're a know-it-all all the time, because you're not. You know, you could be a know-it-all in one room and you can know nothing in the next room. That's being humble. Confidence is knowing what you have, knowing your skills, and using them to your advantage, using them to get to where you want to be. Confidence, it's a strength, it's a skill, and you should not be afraid to show confidence. You should never be afraid to show confidence. That has been my biggest challenge, honestly, is showing confidence. You know, you can have confidence, you can have humbleness, but can you show it? Can you show you're confident? Can you show you're humble? You can have it in you. It's really like a feeling. It's a feeling. You have to be able to prove it, show it, flaunt it. If you have it, flaunt it. And I don't mean it in looks or features. I mean like skill sets, what you've accomplished, any goals you have, what you've earned, you know, anything that you've done in your life that has made you feel confident. That's where it stems. You know, you need to understand where your confidence lies and be able to show it. Show how confident you are, show how humble you are. There's a huge difference. And I don't want anyone to dim their light to just be humble with an insecure person next to them. Absolutely not. You should never put yourself lower than an insecure person. No. Don't associate with those people. Do not associate with anyone who makes you feel like you cannot be confident. That's a telltale sign that they're not even for you. They're not even your friend, okay? If they don't even want to see you win, bye. Right? You shouldn't be like afraid to win. You shouldn't be afraid. Yeah. This was a lot about me today, and yeah, I've learned a lot through this, and I hope you guys learn too. Don't dim your light. Do not dim your light. Flaunt it. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.